Is it true that Botox can help with headaches?
I think that is true.
I've heard that, yeah.
Maybe I'll use that as my excuse.
Yeah, my migraines are so bad. I've never had a migraine in my life.
There is some type of moral duty, if you're in the public eye, to be transparent about some of those things.
Yeah.
I will be getting my breasts done. I don't want my nipples to be cross-eyed. Nothing honestly has revealed my own hypocrisy more to me than being a parent.
I'm gonna make them everything from scratch. No preservatives, nothing processed. There was like a 7-month period where I made that kid frozen chicken nuggets with shake Parmesan cheese on them every single night.
Welcome back to Always Here. We're your hosts, Abby Howard.
And Abby Howard.
And wow,
Wow.
life is speeding up fast.
It's crazy.
I know, I'm glad. I like a fast pace.
I know. I feel like you've been on the move, on the go.
Really?
Yeah, all your trips, went to Rhode Island.
I guess that's true. That felt like a fever dream. Addie and I went to Rhode Island
For like 48 hours.
for like 48, not even really.
Yeah, it was
fully.
Most of it was airplane.
Airplane. Lots of airplane.
That's a long flight from Arizona.
Well, they flew us to Boston and then we had to drive.
It was like an hour.
I've been to Boston one time and had amazing pizza with my dad, and so good so that my dad asked the owner if he could ship it to our house, and they said no.
Oh,
Yeah.
was that embarrassing for you?
No, because I was like, Dad, we got to get this pizza in St. Louis.
Ship it. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. There's
Yeah.
a service that does that. Like they'll send you pizza from New York, like your favorite place. I don't know what it
Wow,
is.
that's a good idea.
But I mean, I think the restaurant has to be like a collaborator.
yeah,
on
of
it.
course.
Like
Be in on it.
they
Just
have to
pick
be
up cooked pizzas.
They're not like gonna just DoorDash it. But yeah, we went for just a quick work trip with CVS and there and back.
Was that your first work trip kind of like that?
That
I think
one
I've seen
and
other
then
ones like
Soap
that.
and
They're all
Glory was
kind of
the one
different,
Uh-huh.
I feel like, but same general thing. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was the first. They're all kind of just different like that.
What I've noticed is that this is my second time going with you on it's mostly work that
Yeah.
we're doing, and our downtime is reading our Kindles.
Yeah, we did.
We're
That's
just those girlies
sweet.
that we went and got pedicures and read our
With kids,
Kindle.
you don't get time to read. That's actually the thing that I mourn the most. After
Reading.
reading.
I know.
You get the whole plane ride.
Whole plane ride. Almost read our whole book club book.
Hey, good. Can I borrow it?
Yeah, I have 30 more pages.
Okay,
Abby,
great.
tell everyone what happened to your book club book.
My book club book is soaked in water. Also, it's still wet.
And this
Oh,
was a
I'll
week ago.
take it wet. That's fine.
Yeah, I read it the whole thing.
That's fine.
soaking
I'll
wet.
read it outside.
They're all like
Let
stuck
it
together.
dry.
My water bottle was undone in my bag, and I had a pool, like
is
standing
the
water.
She
worst
took everything
feeling.
out and then went and dumped it in the.
That's the
in
worst
bath.
feeling.
It's a river.
A river.
It was.
It was
sad.
so dumb. Like I
Dang.
didn't even. I didn't close this thing.
Oh, I mean, it happens. It happens.
Maybe the turbulence, or not the turbulence, the air pressure.
We'll give,
Oh, it dried
we'll give
it
it
up?
the benefit of the
Oh,
doubt.
closed
I mean,
it.
on the airplane, if you have your hydro jug lid closed and it
goes
starts shooting out, you gotta release that pressure.
Seriously.
Let's also say Abby talks about her attention span a lot, but this was a 5-hour flight. Abby read that book all 5 hours.
So it's a good book.
Not a minute taken away on scrolling on her phone. There was
Wow.
Wi-Fi on the plane. She just kept reading.
Wow.
Right?
I think I
didn't
fell
do
asleep
that.
for a minute.
I
Thank
might
you, Addie, for
not
that.
even finish
I
this book
would've
in the
been
time
asleep.
length I have. That's my attention span is.
I think it's good.
Think
I
it's a
was
good book?
entertained. Also, I am just entertained.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Entertained. Happy to be here.
Well, our book club book, if you guys are curious, is Atmosphere by Taylor
Atmosphere.
Jenkins Reid. So when are we talking about that? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? I probably don't have as much time as I need. So
Yeah, I don't have the
I better
calendar.
You might
read
audiobook
quick.
this.
Don't worry, you guys. I will finish it.
It's got me really interested in space.
Cool.
This is the second space book I've read recently.
Nice.
And I didn't think I was interested in space. Now I am.
Yeah, I was trying to teach CJ the planets the other day, and I learned that I don't remember the planets.
Okay.
So
Mercury, Venus.
Neptune was the one that I was forgetting.
Oh, that one's a forgettable
That
planet.
one's forgettable.
Literally, as I'm reading this book, I'm like, which one of us three is the most likely, if we're given the opportunity, to go on a rocket ship to space?
100% you.
You?
Yes.
Yes. Who were you going to say?
I
who
hate
are you gonna
turbulence.
Oh, Abby was getting scared. I could tell she closed her book one
I
point.
was
She was like,
Yeah, but you're
Jesus.
down for a ride. Like
That's
you,
so- I'm
you
flattered, guys.
skydive. I
you would
never
just go and
skydive.
do it.
You would never skydive?
Oh, I have a fear of heights. So I feel like the
Oh, I'm
rocket.
telling you, it's a
ship-
different fear. Up there, I was not afraid of the height aspect.
What were you afraid of?
The plane. It was duct taped.
No.
It was covered in duct tape.
That
We
is
actually did
so
talk about that
hardcore.
too on our way to the airport. We were talking about and Abby convinced me I don't want to go skydiving.
I'm actually more afraid of skydiving after having
After
skydived.
doing it. It doesn't seem like something that would give me a happy thrill feeling. I think I would get down and throw
It
up.
does. I did get that, but I also couldn't breathe the whole free fall.
Yeah.
Because the wind is blowing in your face so much. I was literally like, I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna pass out. Because I like couldn't get a breath of air. And
Yeah.
it's really sad. The person I was attached to, because you have to tandem fly your first time, has since passed skydiving.
Oh,
I
wow.
know. He said that. He
He said he was going to die going out that way. Wow.
Well, he kept going crazier and like doing more risky jumps. It wasn't just a normal. By the way, I don't think skydiving is really that dangerous. But when you just
Were they doing
look at it
base jumping,
statistically,
different things
he
like
was
that?
doing squirrel jumping, base jumping, stuff
Wow.
like that. Yeah. Anyway,
Sad.
enough about me. My book is soaking wet, but it's also now because it dried, it can't close all the way. So it's like
Honestly, that's for the best. I probably need it to be just a little ajar so that I'm like, I'll get in there and I'll read it.
it's open already.
It's already open. I just got to go read it.
No, yeah, it was a good trip. We made it fun.
Yeah, we did.
And we got to meet some fun people too. So it was
Good.
good. Got to see the East Coast for a bit.
Yeah.
It's very gloomy.
Gloomy
Yeah.
and cold. It was good to come back.
Yeah.
It makes you appreciate it more here.
Appreciate the sunshine.
I could see that. I mean, there's so much sunshine here. Sometimes I'm like, the gloomy days feel
It was
so
gloomy
sweet and
yesterday.
cozy. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
oh, it's amazing.
I was like, I'm wearing a sweatshirt today. You know, it was,
Totally.
it was gloomy.
Well, on Sunday, have you guys been to Pizzeria Bianca?
No.
I can't remember if I've been or if I've just heard you talk about it.
I talk about it all the time. It's so good.
It looks so good.
The chef, Bianco, I'm forgetting his first name.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's Chef Bianco. He has
Okay.
a show, like an episode on Chef's Table on Netflix. And it was the first episode. And Caleb was on a plane from somewhere. And the lady was coming to Phoenix just to try his restaurant after watching that. So we watched it. And he really hypes up his food in this episode. So I feel like whenever something is really hyped up, naturally, I think it's not going to be that good. Because I'm like, it's just the expectations are so high.
You were just like Matt.
Yeah, I think maybe it's a middle child thing.
His expectations can completely make or break an experience. Like if
Yeah.
he has low expectations and it surprises him, amazing experience. If
Yeah.
he has really high expectations and it disappoints him,
No, actually, I'm not like
just shuts
that.
down.
I don't think I'm like that. No. But
Oh,
Caleb is
okay.
like that, and that's why I think he has to properly prepare for something before he goes.
Okay.
Because he has to adjust his expectations.
okay, yeah.
But I just think when it comes to food, a lot of times I'm like, yeah, it's good, but it's not this incredible experience.
Yeah.
His food is incredible, and it's so simple and so flavorful. So if you guys are coming to Phoenix, you have to stop at Pizzeria
Yeah, I need to
Bianca's.
go.
You have to go. Every time I go, the quality is the same. It's amazing. So we went there on Sunday with my parents, and then my parents
Yum.
left to go back home, which was sad. Yeah, my mom's gonna come back a little bit in a couple weeks, but my parents' snowbird thing has come to an end.
Is she gonna make it to our live event?
She will be back in town for that, I do believe, but I also do believe I'll be putting her to work that day.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll be there for setting up and all
Oh,
that
but she's
stuff.
coming.
I think so.
Yay!
Yeah.
Wait, that's also
I think
a
she's in
soft
town.
launch of our event.
Soft launch. Oh wait, did I hear that right? We have a live event
Yes,
happening.
we're going to be doing a local live event. I don't know how much details we're going to release right now because we're still in the works, but it's happening in April.
Yeah.
It's going to be for the Arizona girlies. There'll be a sign up in advance. It'll be really fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like this will be something that hopefully we can replicate or, learn about setting up events. Because we're kind of doing it we're doing it a little biggy.
Yeah.
A little bigger than what we've done in the past. So
It'll be fun.
I'm really excited.
Excited to meet y'all that are able to come. Did you still want to do a hope and a heart today?
I feel like that was my hope and a heart. Good pizza,
Okay.
sad parents leaving.
My
my hope
hope
and a
is
heart.
I got a spray tan and it really uplifts my spirits.
That is.
My
You're
heart was-
looking glowy.
Thank you. My heart is also that I got a spray tan. I had to be naked in front of this
Simultaneous.
poor, cute, little, tiny, sweet girl. Has no children. And I don't know. It's not that I'm ashamed of my body.
Yeah.
I'm not that at all. But it is just like, it's
vulnerable.
It's vulnerable. And I just describe, like, my body before kids versus my body after kids. I just describe it as maybe more womanly, more mature. Things are different. And I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, I don't know if you would have just like, if I would have stood naked before myself before kids, after kids, I would have been like, wow,
Wow,
okay,
things have changed.
this is different.
Wow,
I feel
I
like,
look
but
crazy.
she's used to this probably, but also all of the girls she spray tans are just very cute little. young people.
I know. It's like, I don't think anything of it, and then I'm exposed to someone, and I'm like, well, you know what? I'm thinking about it now.
And it was so cold. The sprayer was cold. I was like, things are happening to me. I was like, this is so vulnerable.
Oh my gosh.
I can't have my underwear on.
Yeah.
I was like, we are not. Those are brown now. I was like, these are sacrificed.
These are going in the garbage.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't, do you?
I've actually never had a person spray tan.
Oh, okay. Have you had a spray tan?
Yeah, I go
You even-
naked.
Whoa.
You take it off?
In my book, they do this for a living. Like
Do
they've
they
seen
tan
it.
your...
No. I
Oh.
mean, you're not like that open.
I was doing poses.
But they're not getting down there.
I was
I feel
literally
like they
doing
would have
this.
to.
I didn't feel
So
like
then
it.
everything's tan except that.
I didn't feel like it was that.
Surely they got a tan.
No, I didn't feel like it
Your
was that
inner thigh?
invasive. I don't know what
She
poses
wasn't
I did,
invasive,
but
but you are negative that someone has a sprayer inches
she does it
from
for a living. It's like my gynecologist. Like they do it for a living. The spray tanners do it for a living. Come on.
Oh my gosh, it's so
Yeah, I
true.
just-
I mean, yeah, I don't think
I think more once you undress, it's better. Like
Yeah.
me, like I'm taking my clothes off and I'm like trying to make conversation.
Oh, she stays in the room? I guess,
did.
yeah, why would she leave?
She did stay.
I think about that when I get massages. I'm like, oh, I'm so exposed, literally under a sheet. I'm like, this feels weird. They know I'm naked under here. They're gonna be ripping on my back, you know? Like, it just feels vulnerable.
It is a vulnerable experience. Thank you to Flamingo for sponsoring this portion of today's episode.
I don't know if you guys have ever thought about it, but having a good razor is extremely important. And why is it kind of hard to come by?
It really is.
Especially in the female space. For the last 3 years, I used Caleb's razors because 5 blades, sharp, and they move so well.
We might be feminine, but
But give me a man's razor, baby.
we need a good shave.
We need a good shave.
And we need a durable razor.
We do. And that is where Flamingo has come in to save the day.
The women who helped build Harry's found themselves rolling their eyes when other companies were just shrinking men's razors and making them pink. So they decided to shake things up. Flamingo was born to give women shaving solutions made with their bodies in mind.
Their starter set has everything that you could need, whether it's time for an everything shower or even if you just need to shape up your brow line.
They have facial razors, they have body razors, I love that they have the thing too where you can suction it to your shower so
That's
your
so
razor's not just like
convenient.
soaking, getting rusty.
Yes, getting rusty is
Feels
so
much more
scary.
hygienic.
I agree.
And they're cute too, and we still feel girly.
Agreed.
Love it, and their branding is also super cute. For a limited time, our listeners can get the Flamingo starter set for only $7 at shopflamingo.com/Abby. This set includes the Flamingo original razor, 1 5-blade cartridge, 1 ounce foaming shave gel, and a shower holder.
Just head to shopflamingo.com/Abby to claim this offer. And after you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. So please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Oh, I started trying frownies.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I started doing these because
Hey, I think I was watching your video. Your skin was really looking great.
it's really looking great. Thanks. I've only done them 5 times.
How much are they? Are they expensive?
It's $25 a box. And I think the box lasts.
They're one-time use types of things.
Yeah, it's almost like, okay, so if you're not sure what frownies are, they're basically craft paper stickers with glue on the back. This is like not exactly how it is, but you wet it and then you put it on your forehead and you have to make like almost like a cast on your face and it hardens and you do it while you sleep. So then your face, it's like controlling your muscles and freezing them for a long extended period of time. So you have to stay consistent with it. I was really reading a lot of the reviews and people say, you know, you do them, it wears off after like an hour. But if you continue to use for like 30 days and then 90 days, you don't have to wear them all night. Like your face will stay longer the more often you do them. Does that make sense?
I guess. Like, what's happening?
I don't know.
You said they stink? You have to wear them all night?
They smell bad. Yeah. It's just the glue that smells. I sleep in them. Yeah.
Is it uncomfortable?
No. Mm-mm.
Really?
I mean,
Okay.
it's like, yeah, you can't, but you're not talking or making facial expressions, and
I'm
it's
wondering, I feel
glued
like
to
that
your
might
head.
bother me though, but maybe I'll try it.
Well, I sleep on my back. I'm not a stomach sleeper or really a side sleeper, so I don't
I'm a
notice them
side
at all.
sleeper, actually.
Sometimes I'm on my side,
Actually, I'm
but
kind of on my stomach, if I'm totally honest.
okay. So I'm hearing different things.
But my face isn't in my pillow.
Okay.
It's turned to the side like this.
Yeah, I think it'd be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm 29, and I think with pregnancy and postpartum, my skin is so dry. I just look in the mirror and I'm like, dang, I'm aging. So I wanted to do something
Like
that
a
was,
fine wine.
thank you.
More
Thank
womanly.
you. Thank you. Yeah, I look, and not that I feel insecure about my wrinkles, but I'm like, hey, if there's something I can do
Right.
now that's natural and low key, whatever, why not take care of my skin and try to extend that? And I've never been opposed to Botox, but it's just not something that I want to do right now. So I'm like, well, let's just try this in the meantime.
That's great. And hey,
Yeah.
probably way cheaper, less invasive.
Way cheaper.
I see Alexa Penavega posts about those all the time. So
She
that's
has
how I knew
skin.
about them. Yeah, and
Amazing
she
skin.
uses them a lot.
And you can get them for different parts of your face, like forehead. They have them for the eyes. I'm just doing my forehead right now.
I just can't wait I have really chubby cheeks. It's just a fact of life. And I feel like there's some perks to that with aging.
Yeah.
But also I just feel like they're gonna sag. They're gonna hang and I'm gonna
No, I doubt it.
No, it's fine.
We all get it.
This is
It'll be
honestly a great segue into our topic
Yeah.
for today.
Thank you. That's why I said it.
Oh, okay. Well, I was actually going to ask about your findings because I saw you use it in a video and I heard you say they were stinky.
Yeah, they kind of smell, but not enough to make me not use them.
Okay.
It's just when they get wet. It's like the glue.
It's the price of beauty.
It is.
So today we are talking about Botox and fillers.
We are.
I want to know the stats.
Well, I read when I was doing these frownies, I was just thinking about it. I feel like, I'm 29 and I've just seen so many girls my age and way younger than me start with injectables. I looked up the stat. It said while the average age for treatment is 43, 24% of clients are aged 19 to 34. And I was pretty shocked by that. About a quarter of Botox clients are 19 to 34. I feel like the 30s makes sense, but like young 20s and stuff, I just was really surprised by that. And I definitely feel like that's the way that culture has gone. And what I just almost feel like has become the norm within beauty. But I have some thoughts on it that I definitely want to share.
Yeah, I honestly bringing this up, we were talking about, I'm so interested in the conversation of Botox and fillers. It's something I've personally explored, but it's something I've been I've just never really had to collect my thoughts personally on it.
Right.
And so when I knew we were going to talk about it, I knew that Sadie Robertson and her mom had a conversation on it. So I listened to that because I was like,
It was so good.
I don't have well-developed thoughts on this. And
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted some perspective too. You hear so much in the media too. You also see Botox done really well. You see people that look amazing that are old and you're like, what? Why you're probably they're doing something.
Right.
And so I just feel like there's just so much out there, and I also have a lot of friends that are talking about doing it. So I'm just I'm interested to have this conversation. And as I'm now nearing the end of my 20s myself, entering there. I feel like when you have kids, it's you get a couple extra rings on your tree, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we know.
And so I'm it's definitely been something on my mind more. And I'm I don't know what my personal opinion is on this.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like it's something, and this is where I almost had to stop to question. I'm it almost felt that I said, of course I'll eventually do Botox. It was just almost that's the norm. That's the expectation. And I was wait, that's kind of crazy that the expectation I have is that I'm going to go spend thousands of dollars on something to try to achieve a standard. And I'm not saying I'm never going to do it. I feel like I probably will eventually at some point. And I actually have done it in the past.
Talk about it.
I did it once when I was 24 and I won a gift card and to a med spa, and I went and got it done. And I had actually previously gone to, my friend did social media in Kansas City, and she brought me to one of her events there, and I got a consultation at this salon event, and the lady was like, hey, you're 24, you're really young, you barely have wrinkles, but if you wanted to do something preventative, I would maybe do 11 units on your forehead. So
Is that 11 syringes?
No, I don't really know what the difference between a unit and a syringe is.
Is that yeah.
I'm not,
the amount of fluid in
yeah,
it.
I'll have Addie, you can fact check that one. But usually it's $10 a unit maybe, or $10 a syringe. At that time, that's what it was. So roughly it was going to cost $110. So in my head, I had that number. I was okay, that's not what I want to spend right now. Do you have a fact?
Yeah, a syringe is 100 units. So a full syringe is 100 units.
Oh, okay, that's, yeah. So
it wasn't very much
Wasn't
at
getting
all.
any of that. I was getting a tenth of that.
Okay.
So yeah, 10, 11 units. So I had that in my head. So then when I won this gift card, it was $200. I went to this med spa and the lady said, minimum, I'm going to put 30 units in your forehead. And I said, whoa, that's a lot more than I was expecting because I previously been told this. And she said, well, I wouldn't even do anything less than 20 units on your 11s. So I had a $200 gift card that I spent fully just right here in between my eyebrows that I wasn't even concerned about my eyebrows. I wanted my forehead wrinkles. And that really rubbed me the wrong way. I felt like she kind of took advantage of me. I had a consultation. So that's where I feel like a lot of my thoughts on this come in is that I feel like when girls are young, they've been selling this idea of preventative Botox. And that's been the conversation, micro Botox, preventative Botox, start now while you're young so you don't have as many wrinkles later and it's not as expensive. But if you're still going and spending $100 to $300 when you're 22 and it metabolizes in 3 to 6 months, like that's so much money in like these people's pockets that really I'm like, it wasn't beneficial. Like I feel like when you're that young, we are in our fountain of youth. You know, like 40-year-olds are trying to look like what we naturally look like in our 20s. And so that was kind of like, I was like, this is not really something that I think I should be keeping up at this point. And also just like the financial aspect it wasn't even in the conversation, but I was like, dang, this is really kind of an interesting marketing tactic. And I think it was like preying on our fear, like my fear of getting older and like aging at such a young age. When it's like, my skin is perfect. My skin's producing collagen amazingly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
I just found this thing that says how much Botox do I need, and it shows each segment. So for your 11s, it says it's typically 10 to 30 units. So the fact that she wanted to start with 20 is kind of
I know, and I didn't even
for
have
never having
wrinkles in my
Botox before.
11s.
So these are just interesting numbers.
Yeah, I just felt really taken advantage of in that appointment.
Did you like the results?
You know what? It's kind of funny how they kicked in because it takes 2 weeks for it to fully settle and work. And I remember the one day my eyebrow like had fully froze, and I was making videos when I had my clothing store at the time, and my one eyebrow in the one video is like not moving and the other eyebrow's moving. I'm like, this is kind of scary. Hopefully it doesn't stay like this.
Oh, I hate that feeling when you get dental work done and then I
Your mouth ain't moving.
can't take a drink of my straw.
To be honest, I didn't really notice the big difference.
Okay.
Yeah, I was so young. I just didn't really have any wrinkles.
Well, okay. On the other side of things, when people I see that have like, I'm like, oh wow, their skin is like looks really great. My friends that are like very transparent. They're like, oh, it's because I get Botox.
I know, they look amazing.
Like it's really shiny
so good.
and like smooth. And I thought it was like what exfoliator are you using? I wouldn't have necessarily attributed that to Botox. I would have attributed that to some type of skincare, some type of serum, some type of like, I don't know, maybe red light. I was like, what is it? And then they're like, honestly, I just keep getting Botox and they said it makes your makeup go on really nicely.
I believe that.
And so I was like, oh, that's awesome. But it's never something I've like seriously considered. I feel like it's one of those things where I'm like, once you start, it feels like another thing to do. It's like I already get my hair done. I get my nails done. Like, I'm like, it's just another thing like to add on like regularly, like the maintenance of being a woman that grooms herself. Like, and so I'm like, gosh, I got a spray tan, heck. Like, and so I guess that like opens up the conversation of like, where do you draw the line? Because in my head, I'm like, okay, it's really important to be content and confident in like who you are naturally. But then I'm also like, me saying that, I wear makeup basically every day. I get my hair highlighted. I have a spray tan right now. I get my nails done. I wear clothes that flatter my body. Like I try to. And so things like that, I'm like, where does the line draw? Where does it become like an issue? Where does it become too far? And so that's like what I've been thinking about, like, and preparing for this. Like, where is like the line for me? I got my teeth done, for heaven's sakes. And so that's like that's permanent. Like, and so, navigating that, like, where does it become a problem? Because I think we can all agree that it can become a problem, and it can become a thing where it's just another thing. Right. And the other issue that I find with this type of, like, I don't know what to call it, like slippery slope, is that the more you hear about these procedures, the more you are like, oh my gosh, wait, is that a problem I have? Like, you guys were telling me about procedures with eyelids. I never once thought twice about my eyelids.
Yeah.
You might like chin, foreheads, hairline, like everything. I'm like, I never thought twice about these things. And it's one thing to hear it. I feel like now as like a mom of two and like 27, and I'm like, okay, I feel like I have like a balanced head on my shoulders where I'm like, okay, this is a little bit extreme.
Right.
But if you're young and like 16 hearing these things, and you're just like probably just examining in the mirror, like, okay, what are my eyelids doing? What are my nose? What is like all these different things? And then I also feel like, I'm on a tangent here, then we all start looking the same. If we're all getting the same procedures done and these cosmetic surgeons are doing the same things, essentially, like we're all just starting to look more and more like each other.
Right.
And that's not necessarily how we were designed. So basically, like, where do you draw the line?
For sure. I feel like that's always the question. And I guess I mean, I have zero judgment towards people that get anything.
Right.
Like young, old, whatever. I'm like,
I have chiclet teeth right now.
yeah, I'm like,
I
I
mean,
will probably get Botox. Like, it's not anything that I have judgment, but I think it does, the questions need to be asked. Like, when is it damaging, or when is it okay? Like, I think those are the questions we all need to ask ourselves before we make those decisions to go do it. And sometimes I'm like, when really young people are going in to like get injections or filler or different things, I'm like, dang, I'm like, I don't know, just like you have so much longer in your 20s and your 30s to like grow in your confidence in yourself. And I feel like at that age, at my young 20s, like there were a lot of things that I felt insecure about, and I was just becoming a woman, And so then to have these messages of like, oh, you're not pretty enough, you're not young enough, you don't look at this, like look at that. It's like, I think it's easy then to think, oh, I have to do something to like change my appearance, to have confidence or be pretty or like follow the standards of the world and what they say we should do. And so I just feel like those are hard messages for young women to hear.
yeah.
Agreed. And so it's like, if you're trying to go in to make a change because you feel insecure about something, I feel like that is like a different question versus like, oh, I get my hair highlighted because I have gray hairs and like I want to cover, my gray hairs, or I get my hair cut because it's healthier. Like I feel like there's a difference between maintenance and then like changing something because you feel really insecure about something. Like those are two different motives.
Right. That is true. That's a good point.
And so none of those motives are bad. I just think you need to evaluate deeply and like think through them really clearly before you make permanent decisions.
Like maybe by the time you're in your 30s, hopefully your sense of self is more established and it's not like dependent on these like procedures, these like external things.
Yeah.
And I guess like when I was first like talking it over, I kept like thinking, I'm like, okay, your confidence can't be reliant on this. And I don't think that was actually the right word. I feel like it really is like Sadie and her mom were saying, like it's your contentment can't rely on that.
Right.
Because I can say, because I was talking to Matt about this, Matt goes, I got a hair transplant. He goes, I feel more confident now.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I guess that's like, I do feel like a little bit more confident when I'm put together. And like, that was actually even my advice at one point. I'm like, just do a little bit of something that gives you like a little bit. And so it's like, it's not necessarily confidence. I do think that confidence does go much deeper than that.
Sure.
Like true confidence and like identity in yourself goes much deeper than that. But I think there's a certain level, like if we're like, you can get that shallow threshold of confidence boost from like some of these external things.
Right.
But truly, if it's like your contentment in yourself, like you feel like settled in your own skin with what you have, with how you're showing up for people, like that can't come from these procedures. Like that's where I think it becomes a problem, and then people are just continuing to spend money and pursue the next thing, and then you look in the mirror and you don't even recognize yourself anymore.
Yeah.
And I also think, okay, this is another, I don't even know if we're ready to jump to my next thought about this.
Yeah.
As someone that is like we're people in the quote unquote public eye.
Yeah.
This is something that my opinion has changed on. And I used to think, okay, like even if you're in the public eye, you don't owe anyone anything. Like you don't have to tell them squat about your life, especially if it's like regarding your health or something just like private in nature. And I do have a caveat now, and I really do think that there is some type of moral duty if you're in the public eye, especially like towards other women, to be transparent about some of those things.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily like, okay, you don't need to give them the details of your personal life, but if they're like looking at your face every day and they're like, why does my face not look like that? Like, gosh, I can buy her makeup, I can buy her skincare, I can do the red, like I can do these things, it's just not really looking the same. I think there is a moral duty there.
Yeah.
And like, it's not shame for anyone that isn't doing it, but I personally feel that. So like, I don't know.
No, I agree. I think one, it's really good, especially if like younger viewers that have these expectations of like, I want to look a certain way, but I obviously can't achieve that, right? And so like what you're saying, I second that a lot. I really deeply respect people when they do share what they've done, because it is deeply personal and it probably is hard. And I think too, like when you are public and you start talking about, oh yeah, I did this to my face, I got this or that, then people are like, oh, she was insecure, she wanted to change. And it does open them up to like, I think trolls to really pick on them.
Right.
And so I really respect people when they do share, because I'm like, that was hard and probably like scary to share. And I think you're right. I especially to the younger viewer, I'm like, I think it is important to know that like, that's just not, it's okay that that's not natural. And, I think it helps set the bar of expectations for self.
I think since it's getting more normalized, people are sharing more about what they've had done, different things. Like Kylie Jenner came out and said exactly what her boobs, how she got them done. And then people are like going and getting that exact style, like everything.
See,
and like
now
copying
everyone's boobs
it.
look the same too.
That's the thing. And all this whole talk made me think about Pamela Anderson. So she stopped wearing makeup a few years ago to everything. She never wears makeup anymore. And it's different. Like you see her on a red carpet with no makeup on, and it really just, we're so used to everyone being so glam on those carpets that you're like, whoa. And now you just know her that she's just going to show up and just be herself. And so that's kind of the opposite of being in the public eye. And she said, she described it as a rebellious move against Hollywood's beauty standards. And
that's awesome.
Just that aging is natural. Women shouldn't feel forced to hide their aging, and it's been fun and freeing for her.
I think that's really interesting because my mom has never had anything done to her face. My mom has had some intense facials and lasers and things like that. So I'm like, maybe you would consider that. But she's never had Botox or anything. I think she's done a really good job. She has 3 daughters of like setting this example of aging naturally and graciously. We were kind of talking about this. Your mom is the same. Like I look at our moms and like, and your mom too, like they're so beautiful and they've aged so well, and just shown like a really natural progression of that as a woman. And I do think it is sad when I think about, oh yeah, that's just my expectation. Like I'll eventually end up getting Botox. Part of me is like a little sad that I'm like, oh dang, now I have a daughter, and like what example is that setting for her? Like, is she going to look and think, okay, eventually I'm going to have to make changes to my face or, you know, do some of these more extreme measures to like keep up? And I think that is like really something strongly that I think about a lot. I'm like, I don't know what the right answer is.
That was my other big point that I think about a lot, because I think you also have a specific duty, not just in the public eye, but also as a mom. And I think especially to daughters, but I think the same thing extends to boys as well. Like when you make permanent alterations to your body, specifically your face, like like genetics that you can probably see like mirrored in your children.
Yeah.
Changing that, like I can't speak from experience because like you said, like my mom she's never had anything done, literally anything done except for dyeing her hair. I can't say that from that experience, but I have to assume that there would be like a question opened up in my mind. Like if my mom had okay, for instance, I don't like love my nose. Let's just put my insecurities out there. I don't love my nose.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's fine.
You have a great nose. I've never thought that.
It's fine. And we just trademark it as the Bisbal nose, my maiden name. I get it. And it's just one of those things. And I'm like, man, okay, even if I like go and first of all, maybe I'm a hypocrite. I don't see myself changing this ever. Yeah. You know, it's just how it is.
Sure.
It's me. It's my nose. But also like what does that implication mean for like my children? Like what if they're like, did my nose look like mom's and then she ended up changing it? Or like I just do think that it opens up like what's wrong with me then? Or like do I need to get this changed too? And yeah.
Yeah, I'd be curious if people leave a comment if your mom did stuff and it made you wonder, because I genuinely want to know, and I've never talked to anyone. Like I would love to read the comments on that and get people's opinions, because I feel like that is like I'm just sharing my thoughts. Like I don't know.
From my experience, my friends that have moms that had work done, which I also think that the numbers are, as you're saying, like the statistics are going up like crazy. So we're gonna have a lot more data for like really our kids' generation.
Yeah.
But my friends that their moms have more work done, they have sought a lot more plastic surgery.
Yeah.
And like permanent.
Totally.
Procedures.
I mean, it desensitizes it, you know? It's like, oh, that's just an expectation. My mom did that. Of course I'll do it. I think that's part of it too, is like the desensitization of it all. I mean, we grew up in the Midwest where this is still like decently taboo, I would say. Like,
oh, yes.
It's just a little bit of a different culture around it. Like there were the Botox moms. You know what I mean? And they were kind of like.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, really?
Growing up in a small town is an amazing bubble because, like I was saying, like, growing up, I had no idea what Lululemon was. I didn't know what any nice brand was. Everyone shopped at TJ Maxx and Old Navy. Like, everyone's clothes were from there, or Walmart, or, like, the thrift stores. Like, there was no, like, next level there. Everyone had the same hairdressers. Like, there was no, I can mark my words, there was, like, literally not one person that was doing any type of med spa treatment. There was no med spas. And so, like, that was just not a thing. And so I don't even remember even a talk of, like, plastic surgery. I just remember my mom and grandma's being like, oh, my, like, it was just, like, the ultimate vanity. And so, like, vanity was, like, really, like, discouraged,
Sure.
like highly discouraged, which I think is a good thing, but
Yeah.
also it is like it opens up the conversation of like hypocrisy in a way, because like where do you draw the line? Because my grandma
Right.
also like love her to death, and I say this like in an admiring way, because
Yeah.
I think it's womanly and sweet and cute, but she would show up to her water aerobics class with a full face of makeup, her hair curled, and would be
Right.
so mad if she got splashed.
Right.
So it's like
So mad she got splashed.
like she would literally like complain. She's like, this guy, he
Splashed me.
splashed me in the pool, and I had my makeup and my lips. She would never like let
I
me take a
know.
selfie with her without lipstick on. And so anyway, it does just like, there's just so much conversation, so many like, I have so many untethered thoughts in this area, and so many like
Same.
disconnected, hypocritical,
Same.
potentially like thoughts in this area. And so I just like, yeah, because like
Same.
you're saying, I feel like the Botox thing, I was like, I would never do that.
Right.
And then the more that you're around it here, I think moving out west also too.
We're just around it more.
You're
So
just
it's
around
like,
it?
oh yeah, it's not a big deal.
It's like, yeah.
And I guess in my head, I'm like, why does it feel different? Why does it feel like the next step? And I think probably the price point of it. Like it was always accessible to certain people and not to others. And I think that is maybe why in our head, because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, how is it different than like going to the gym and like working out to have a good body, or like getting your nails done or getting your hair? Like, how is Botox different than these things? And I think it's just the price point separated people from it. You know, it's like one was accessible to everyone and Botox wasn't. And so I feel like that is, I'm having to break down in my head these things. I'm like, now it's more accessible to more people know about it. So then does it hold the same weight of like, oh, this is way more vain than other things? Or is it just more accessible? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, did it only feel really vain to me because it was expensive?
I don't know why, like in my head, it was just like, because it was a needle. And I was like,
Something going
dramatic.
into
something going into your body, like
Sure.
rather than like on top or like changing your hair.
Yeah. I mean, it does feel more extreme. It's like
does.
freezing your muscles.
Here's one thing too, is having a daughter. I'm like, I don't see myself getting Botox. I don't see myself doing anything really. Maybe a boob job eventually. Never thought I would say that.
Once
But
again.
Same, but
I'm at that point now.
Start
Like,
nursing.
ooh.
It's just- you start considering all types of things.
But I think knowing you guys, and let's say you got Botox, you got your teeth done, let's say you got a nose job, I would feel 100% confident if Brielle wanted to talk to someone about it, her being able to talk to you guys about it, because I know you would have thought through the decision and like gone through all the thoughts about it. And so that's why I'm like, if you guys did get work done, I'm like, I know they've thought about it. I know they've like processed it enough that it's not just, I hate this about myself, I'm going to change it. You know?
Yeah, I think that's part of the danger when it comes to these things. It's like, I think it's so easy and it is so accessible. And now this is the flip side of like people sharing what they've gotten done. I'm like, dang, now everyone knows about all these things that you can do. And so then it's like, oh, I have the slightest issue with this. Like, I just want to tweak it a little bit and then it'll be better. And that is like a really, really, I think you're always then having a moving goalpost of like what your standard of what your picture of yourself is beautiful is. Like the goalpost is always going to move if you're like, the slightest thing I can make perfect. And that is like, I think it goes back to what you were talking about, contentment. This was really, I was really impressed, and I highly respect Jessie from Secret Life of Mormon Wives. She just made a video the past week sharing about, she had some pretty like dramatic fat grafting done on her face and some different things. I don't remember what her surgeries were, but she didn't really understand the side effects of what it was going to be and what her outcome was going to be. She just kind of trusted what the doctor said. And she said that she deeply regrets it. And she's like, I hate the way I look. I wish I'd asked more questions. I just went off of what was recommended to me, and I didn't really fully understand what I was getting into. And I wish so badly I could go back and change it. And she was really honest about doing these things out of insecurity, which I'm like, I just think that's like a really amazing example for her to set to young girls. Like, one, it's okay to talk about our insecurities. And like, I was really impressed with her video on it. But I just think we're going to see a lot more of that, like in our day and age, of people that are going to do things and then wish they could go back, because it is just so easy to get stuff done.
I think that's really admirable too. I love how you said like you're impressed by her being in the public eye and talking about work that she's had done and insecurities too. My thought was like kind of incomplete earlier about like sharing like people in the public eye that have cosmetic procedures done of any kind really. A good point that Sadie had made is that if your job, as an influencer, your job is essentially marketing.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you're marketing products that are related to skincare and beauty. And then if you're like saying, like if you're not explicitly saying, but the message underlying is that like I look this way because I'm using said product, and it's like that's actually can be considered dishonest because it's not telling the full truth. It's like a half truth. It's like, oh, and I also spent thousands of dollars getting Botox and filler, and so it's like there is almost like that's where it almost feels like this transparency should maybe be, I'm not going to say mandatory because that surely feels crazy, but like morally warranted. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so, because like maybe she is also like marketing beauty products, skincare products, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Of some sort. And yeah.
That's an interesting thought for sure. I have kind of a hot take, and I want to say this like gently, but also it is just like an opinion that I have. So maybe I'll just share it freely.
Hey, wait, let's just also say this. Let's normalize disagreeing with people, and it's actually okay.
Yeah.
That's actually what is making this world spin around.
Yes. And I'm specifically, I feel like Botox is like one thing. I feel like filler is a totally different thing.
Interesting.
I do in my head. I'm like, I don't think Botox is severely changing your face, whereas I feel like filler is going in and changing your face. So I feel like that distinction is like, I know confidently I will never get filler in my face personally, because I think filler a lot of times follows body trends, and that post is always changing.
You're right. It is a trend because now I've seen the trend of people getting their
Getting
lip filler dissolved.
Yes. And so I'm like, that to me.
What does that even mean?
I know. It's
Wait,
so.
what do they do to dissolve it? They just
It's
inject.
painful. Yeah, it's like another chemical you have to put in your body to dissolve it and get it taken out. So I'm like, dang, I just feel like filler to me feels like there's so many women that are just really casually getting filler. And I'm
Are
like,
they
you
the
look
same
better
people
without
doing it though? Because I feel like if you go in for an appointment, I'm just speaking out of my butt here because I've never been to one of these appointments. But if they're like, oh, well, these kind of like this can correct this, and it's like, I don't know, because like you went in to just get this done, and they're like, you need this.
Yes.
I feel like you could easily be talked into both because
It's so easy. And I think we have to remember that med spa people, hey, I love med spa people. This is nothing against you, but like y'all are also salespeople. You know what I mean? Like we have to remember being sold a product. They're trying to make money. It's a business. And I'm not saying that's in a malicious way they're trying to do that. Like I think they genuinely think you're going to look beautiful at the end of it, and their work and their product is great. But like they're going to try to sell you on things that like maybe you didn't think that you needed or like necessarily needed. So I feel like getting multiple opinions is probably the best way to go. So that's my hot take. I personally am like, ooh, filler just feels like such a intense slippery slope that is a body trend. Like I feel like that's always going to move.
That's like a very hot take.
Okay, good.
Also, this is how your opinions form, right? Like your own lived life experiences, and then life has a way of giving you new experiences, and then you change your mind, and that's how that's healthy and good and appropriate. But also, like I grew up in a, like we said, Midwest, small town. My grandmas and my mom have had like literally nothing except for getting their hair done. And my grandmas have like beautiful skin. Like I think about, like, I'm like, okay, like maybe I just rely on my genetics here. Because I don't know. I just am like, gosh, the upkeep just feels kind of miserable. Like at that point, like I'm like, I don't know.
I know. It is. It's a lot.
But I'm also, here's the other side, flip side. I love being a woman. Like, I love girly things.
I know.
I love getting my hair done. I love wearing makeup. I love shopping for clothes.
Yeah.
I love doing nails. Like, I love all these, like, girly fun things. So that's the flip side. I also just think it's fun. And if that's the thing that you're like, I just think it's fun, and it's really not that serious, and I
think that's a great motive.
more feminine, I think that's a great motive. Great motive. I just think it's fun.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's how I feel about, like, getting my nails done.
Yeah.
Like, it's just fun.
Yeah, I just love it. I think it's fun. I love
I'm
what
really
I look.
not that insecure about my toe thumb.
Totally. That's why I feel
had a
messy
random
about it.
question
I'm
about
like,
that. When did you know? Did your mom know at birth that your thumb looked like that?
No one ever told me until.
one of my
I want
best
to
friends.
ask your mom when she realized your
She was
thumbs
probably
looked
like,
different.
What?
One
Why?
of
Are
my
you
best
looking at
friends from high
Brielle's
school
thumbs?
has
No,
one too.
I kind of am. I'm like they look normal.
See, in my head, my thumbs are normal.
Well, you got the tips.
That really helps. They're club thumbs, okay? And you know what? There's probably a procedure for that when you really think about it.
Really? That'd be.
That's why Megan Fox is my icon.
Okay, I only know one
She
of my.
kept them natural.
She did. My best friend from high school had that, and that was the first person that I knew I had club thumbs. And then you came into my life, and I'm
I
like,
can never win a thumb war.
or maybe you're really good. It's like really strong.
Sneak out.
Yeah.
Stealth the mic. No.
I think this is a good conversation. Again, there's no judgment on anything.
It's just like,
if
I'm
you've
also
gotten it
just
done, I
like
think that's
so
great.
girly.
But
Like I like doing my makeup.
Yeah.
I'm a makeup girl.
Yes.
And so it's like this isn't really that different. I could see where you could make the argument and put this all in the same category.
yeah, I think I just
vanity.
mostly just get upset at like young girls that I feel like are preyed on.
That's a good point.
That's what makes me mad about it. I'm like, I'm not even thinking about 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds. I'm thinking about like the young 20-year-olds that are like, I have to do this and it's preventative Botox. I'm like, no offense, but your body's going to get used to that in 10 years and you're going to have to get more. And it's like, I don't even know if that's true.
Is it true that Botox can help with headaches?
I think that is true.
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll use that as my excuse.
Yeah, hello.
I get headaches all the time.
Yeah, my migraines are so bad. I've
As
never had a
hair,
migraine in my life.
slips back.
Would you first do Botox versus like the piercing that people say help with headaches?
I
I feel like I trust more Botox more
would
than a
trust
piercing.
Botox more. Just because the type of headaches I get too are all right here. So I'm like, what would something here do?
I don't know.
Like I get them all in the front of my head.
Sure.
But also right now, as of right now, let's mark my words. It is March of 2026. Sometimes I don't know the year. As of March 2026, I'm not in the market for Botox. Probably down the line. I don't
Yeah.
know. And here's what you can do. You can clock me down the line. Here you go. Clip me, stitch me. You have my invitation
Yeah.
for when I'm getting needles in my head. Because here's what you can count on. I will be transparent about
Same.
it.
I'm like, I'll tell you guys if it
I'll tell
happens.
you.
Yeah.
And so that honestly kind of moved. Did we say
Yeah.
everything we want to say about Botox and fillers?
Yeah.
I think
That kind of naturally moves us on to our next segment, in which we talk about ways in which that we are hypocrites.
Hypocrites.
let's talk about it, because like we said, like your life, you live it and you're given new experiences,
Right.
and then your once held opinions might change, and I
Right.
think that's good and healthy, but also could maybe give us the definition of hypocrite.
Yes. Wendy Williams used to always say, I'm a woman. I can change my mind.
I can change my mind. This is a really natural hypocrisy thing, because we were literally just talking about this. I am, as of right now, probably out on Botox and fillers. I will be getting my breasts done. And
the
here's
girls will be,
like in my head, I'm
worked
like,
up.
don't put any foreign substance in your body. Just silicone. Boom. Big old silicone.
Not even big.
No, I actually don't want the big. But yeah, so you really could find, if someone, there is for sure, I probably said it multiple times, I will never get them done. You know why I said that? It's because I had naturally good boobs.
Right. You had the best I've ever seen, to be honest.
Thank you so much. And so I was like running my mouth, like, I would never change anything about myself. And then have nursed 2 babies. Things happen. And you know what? I'm also just going to give myself a little bit of a free pass here in a way and say, I have been told that I had the biggest transformation that anyone has ever seen in that department.
That video you made that went super viral about your...
When you were showing what you texted it to Blake, you showed it to Blake, he goes, that's AI.
The fact that that's my brother.
I remember, I mean, you look amazing. This is not, but I just remember when we were nursing together, like right after we had CJ and Augie, and we were like in one bedroom just looking at each other. We were like, this is crazy. And I just remember, like, I was like, wow, how do they fit on her body?
I remember thinking,
It was so big.
looking at Augie was not a small baby.
No.
His head in comparison. I really think of that audio that people use
Do you have
from
a
Nemo.
picture of that?
I have
wanna
so
see
many,
it,
but
actually.
so many can't be shown. And but I think about that audio from Nemo. It's like, there's gotta be another way. He's just a boy, and it's like me like trying. It was just so.
It's honestly impressive. Like, I'm like, that's a flex, because that's an amazing story.
It's not what I'm sweating. It was so uncomfortable, so crazy, so shocking, so many stretch marks and veins.
You're such a petite, small person. That's what made it so look extreme.
They
It's just
were
like, you're so
hard
small.
too.
You have a short
Yeah.
torso.
If a short torso,
like-
short person.
It's like, you're so small, and that's just, I've never
the
seen.
problem too is how hard they were.
Yes.
And so they couldn't squish, so they
Right.
had to go out. So if you really were to take a stencil of me. And so anyway, all that to say, they've
It's
seen some
amazing.
things. They've been through some
been through
things.
some
And
things, right.
they didn't come out the other side looking the same.
Sure.
They don't recognize themselves if they were to look in the mirror. They're like, that would never be me. And so I am just saying, I would love for there to be a day in which they return to the original state of some sort. Obviously, it's going to be a new version of the original.
Sure.
I'm not going to chase my body before. Like, there's a couple things. Like, I know you can change, like, you can get your C-section scar lasered off.
Oh, really?
That, I'm like,
I don't care about. No one's seeing that except me and
person sees
like
that.
no one sees that except me and my
I
husband.
can't even see it.
Right.
And then actually, I choose not to look down there.
Yeah,
So
you're
I'm
like, it's fine.
That is fine.
Right.
Like, I'm not trying to, like, seek, genuinely, I'm not trying to, like, get my body back to what I was before. I'm a totally different person, so obviously my body should reflect those changes.
Right.
That's just one of those things where I'm like, please. It would be fun, okay?
I know.
I think it would be a lot of fun
It would be so fun.
for everybody.
Yeah.
I'm curious, would you get your boobs done?
I like the door's not closed.
Okay.
But like, talk to me after my fourth kid.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
See if you
and
care
then we'll
anymore.
decide. Because after the first, I was like, no, they're fine. I'll keep them the way they are. But you know, every time they grow and they go back, and then they grow and then they get small,
Every
and they grow
time
and they
it
get small,
gets
and
different.
it looks different every time. So I'm like, I'm not gonna make any decisions until I'm fully done. And
I
by
just-
that time, maybe I won't care.
I'm not even done breastfeeding. I'm already like,
No,
I'm gonna need
It's gonna
need
happen.
stuff.
I don't want my nipples to be cross-eyed.
I do some freaky things. I get cold.
No.
They're not right now, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know what's gonna happen
like,
down the line.
No one needs to be seeing what this looks like.
I will wait until the baby factory is closed.
Right.
I will wait
Totally.
until then. And I also have prepped my father already.
Yeah, I think that's good. I'm like, we're just prepping.
Prepping the public because I know that everyone gets big opinions. Everyone knows.
I mean, you're beautiful and perfect the way you are, but thank you for the mental
Yeah.
preparation.
Thank you, everybody. I prepped my dad because I know that he's not really. And
That's
every
the
time
most
he's
awkward.
like,
That's the most awkward one of them all.
I'm like, Dad,
Like, my
just so
dad
you
knows
know,
what I've done.
just so you know. No, you got to prep him because I'm
Right.
like, I don't want you to be startled.
Right.
Don't want you.
You
to
just
know.
come back one day and he's like, whoa.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
That's
So that
great.
is where I'm a major hypocrite.
Well.
Major hypocrite. And you know, I got really flattered one time though because I did get a consultation.
Really?
And she was like, "You don't need a lift." And I was like,
Tell me more.
I was like, "Well, that was so nice."
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
I know. Well, you'll see what happens down the line. I'm like, the direction we're heading is south.
Right.
So,
I feel like the scary, I'm like, how do you pick a surgeon for something like that? I'm like, ooh, that feels like a big
oh,
decision.
recommendation from friends. There's
Okay.
actually one person in this area that has done everyone's
All your friends?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we know.
We know who to go to.
You know a guy.
It is
Or
a guy.
girl.
It is a guy.
I feel like that doesn't, I don't think anything of that.
It does kind of bother me.
Really?
Yeah, quick. Yeah, it's cosmetic. If it was like health, I feel like I could categorize it as like, oh, it's for health. This is like cosmetic. So
I guess, yeah.
yeah,
I can see that.
I did get a consultation from a woman though, and I didn't get a good vibe. So
I think
probably
men
women-
are more gentle with women. I do think
Oh,
so.
maybe. Women know how tough we are.
Exactly. That's
They're
what
like,
I
we know
said.
that you're tough.
Ain't that the truth?
I said that about my OB too.
Yes.
I ended up with the male doctor, and I was so happy about it.
Yes.
It was great.
Okay, well, all the doctors in our
Yes.
practice are so amazing. But I used to be like, oh, I don't want a male OBGYN. And then they came in, you're just like, I don't care. Like, please get this, help me. Help me.
He was great. Help me.
Give me answers.
I was like, please admit me.
Yeah, literally. Okay, my first one, I'll go with I had one beauty one that I'll do. I said about 3 years ago, I will never go blonde again. And yeah, last year I was like, I immediately need to go blonde. It was just like something that triggered me. I was like, I want to just let my hair go natural color and be, look darker, a little bit more ethnic. Not ethnic, but, like look a little bit more exotic, my natural self. And then I got pregnant and I started to feel like I was looking really old. And then I walk in there and I'm like, maybe like young and blonde and bright and beautiful and fun.
Remember the last time I got my hair highlighted? Were you? I think you were there.
What happened?
Our father-in-law, he was like, one day you're gonna not go blonde anymore.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
I was like, I'm gonna always need to be bright. And no,
There's just something about going a little lighter that just makes you feel alive.
it's just like
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, I'm just so fun.
so fresh.
So I said I would never do it again, and I went it again. And I'll go back and forth on that a lot, but that was pretty hypocritical of me. I was so firm. I'm like, I will not do
I would
that.
also want to describe you as blonde, but you got your hair highlighted.
I got it highlighted, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm done with that. And I was such a hypocrite.
Yeah, that would be hard for me to let go of. It would be really hard.
It's a good one.
I only get it done twice a year, but
I've never seen your mom
due.
with her natural hair color.
I know. It's dark.
I know.
I will say I think brunettes have it easier. Blondes, to keep up your blonde, and like as you get older, your roots get darker. That's a lot of upkeep. It's really low upkeep for me. Because once it grows out, I'm like, it just looks like my brown hair. Maybe Maybe I'm delusional.
I love your hair color. It's like caramely right now.
Thank
I
you.
like it.
I'm getting it done this month.
Let's take a blast to the past. High school Abby, middle school Abby. This one's an old one, but Matt reminded me of this. Okay, let me just say that this started probably at the root of my parents would always like tease me and say that I would have crushes on guys. I was like, I do not have a crush on them. And like every dad has to do that and every mom and blah, blah, blah. And so there was like, I had a childhood friend that I like grew up with, and my dad would literally always say like, I had a crush on him. And I really did not. I did not. And so I was like, Dad, I was like, no. And I said, anyway, I will never marry a theater kid.
I know.
And I always said that. I was like, I wouldn't, because he did theater with me. And I was like, I will never do that. I'm not interested, not my type, all these things. And what'd I do?
What'd you do?
Married a theater kid.
Whoa!
The most theater. I shouldn't say the most theater kid.
The most theater kid.
He like loves performing. And so that, I mean, that was just like there's no like,
That's really
I kind
funny.
of caved. Like I did the opposite.
Literal, complete opposite.
Literal, complete opposite.
That's so funny. That's a funny thing to like put your stakes in the ground on. I will not marry a
It was
theater
so
kid.
specific. It was like
Right.
I had to break that.
Of course.
Because I like really dug in.
Why are we setting rules for ourselves we can't keep?
I know. Gosh, I really thought I could have relied on that one too.
Right.
I was like, that was a pretty safe bet. Like, what are the odds?
Right, of course.
Well, here we are.
Okay, my next one's this is bad.
Okay. What?
This could potentially affect my work. So I talk a lot about budgeting, and like it's really important. We preach a lot. I do all these Rocket Money ads, and wow, we love that. Love Rocket Money. I'm not saying that we love it. We've used it for years. And I'm always like, you need to be financially responsible and like have good budgets with your husband and like be a team with finances. Yeah, I don't think I've ever looked at our budget on my own.
On your own. Okay.
On my own. No, on my own. Like, Caleb and I we'll have our talks together, but I'm not looking at it independently.
Like play by play.
Never, ever have I ever opened, like my app always unloads and then I have to reload it when Caleb's like, let's talk about the budget. It just always offloads.
You're like, let me read.
Wait a minute, let me log in.
It's in the cloud.
It's in the cloud. I never look at it.
Oh, okay.
That's hypocritical.
Does that bother Caleb?
I think he's going to find out when this podcast airs.
Oh. Well, that means you must not be going over.
Right. Well, you know what? I do sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, I do sometimes. And he's like, wow, this month was crazy. I'm like, so sorry. The budget, I'm like, ooh, I should have been looking.
Like, I'm shocked.
I've never.
I wonder how common that is, though, because I'm the budgeter in our family. Blake does not have our app downloaded on his phone that we budget through Every Dollar for Dave Ramsey's.
Yeah.
Blake has never logged into it, ever. He wouldn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
And I do it all. So I wonder
Caleb
if that's normal, actually.
Yeah, I'm like, Caleb, I think, looks at it multiple times a week.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
too.
I know he's
I use
on
it
top
every
of
single day.
You
I
know,
budget everything
you do every day.
Every single day I put the
you categorize
I
them.
categorize it all. Yeah.
See, Rocket Money automatically categorizes it. So I'm like, we don't have to keep up on top of it. So maybe that's I'm just giving myself an excuse. We do love the app. Like, I talk about it all the time. It's been life-changing for our marriage because Caleb does a really good job of keeping track of our money through it. And I'm aware, but I'm just not individually going and ever looking at it. And that's extremely, I'm like, do we take this out? Is this, do we need to cut this?
Abby, keep it in.
Okay.
Snaps to Abby for
No,
her
that's
honesty. You
I'm
hypocrite.
sweating.
I'm just
So
kidding.
hypocritical.
Another one I have, this is in the category of parenting, which honestly I could probably write a whole book on this. I don't even want to know what I said before I had kids.
Oh, yeah, my next one.
Honestly, you should never be allowed to say anything about what you're going to do when you're a parent until you're in that ship. And also that goes for like, don't say it until you're also in that stage. Because like I'm sure I've said stuff about high school kids, middle school kids, elementary school kids. I need to just shut my trap about
Totally.
that. I don't know.
No, I agree.
I don't know. You don't know till you're living it.
I don't know what you're walking through over there.
Nothing honestly has revealed my own hypocrisy more to me than being a parent.
No, literally.
It's also just like slaps you in the face. You're
I
like,
know.
Wait a minute.
I know.
Did I say that? Gosh.
So many things.
So I could, once again, this is just plucking one, but this one's so obvious because I even said it once I had kids, but then it changed once I had toddlers. I said no kids in the bedroom.
Oh,
We have guests every night. Like, literally every night. It's
Right.
a very rare day that I wake up and there's just me and Matt in the room.
Of course.
Now, at this point, we don't have guests in the bed, but I'm also never going to say that's never going to happen.
Right.
We might get a mega bed.
Right.
Once again. Honestly, it's all up for grabs. It's all open. I can't be clocked at saying I'm not doing anything different.
Right.
It's literally, so, yeah. Right now, there's no kids in the bed. There's kids in the room.
Of course.
And that's pretty much the same thing.
Of course.
So, yeah, we have just... And you know what? I gotta say, I actually kind of like it. It's kind of sweet. Like, it's like, morning, buddy.
Oh,
and
it's precious.
Yeah.
I always think about it sometimes when I'm teaching my toddler. I'm like, okay, CJ, sugar's bad for you. One gummy bear for your treat or whatever. And then I'm like scarfing down a bowl of ice cream with chocolate sauce the minute he goes to bed. I'm like, I am such a hypocrite. But in my head, I'm too far gone. So we got to preserve his fresh little body. He gets more than one gummy bear, but, just to be exaggerating. My parenting one, this was so stupid of me. This was so judgmental and so stupid of me. And I've just been humbled and clocked.
I hope you picked the one that I thought you were going to pick.
Oh, in college, I was like, oh, kids, they're just going to eat what I eat.
Right.
I'm going to make them everything from scratch. It's going to be healthy. No preservatives. Nothing processed. Just the most precious, cleanest, crunchy foods for my baby. And then the minute I had CJ and he just did not want to eat any. There was like a 7-month period where I made that kid frozen chicken nuggets with shaved Parmesan cheese on them every single night. And sometimes
chicken nuggets
lunch
with Parmesan cheese?
Yeah, it was the only way he'd eat them. Like chicken nuggets with Parmesan cheese. And I was like, buddy, thank you for eating this. Thank you, sir, for your service. I'm glad you're filled up tonight. And that was just so dumb. That was so dumb.
There. I'm the same way. I'm sure I said that too. Actually, I feel like I even remember saying that. Like, I was like nannying kids and I was like, oh, they're eating frozen food.
No. Oh, I used to babysit a kid where they would get hot dogs. And I'm like, trust me, I want to get him a hot dog. I'm like, please eat the hot dog, buddy. It's a hot dog.
That's a win. That's a win.
He won't eat them, but I'm like, the hot dog.
Oh, he won't eat them.
No, I mean, occasionally, but I know. It's just you have all these judgments.
Hey, I'm there.
I know.
And
I'm like, I was humbled.
They'll bring you down to your knees. You're like, don't starve. What are you doing? Anyway, honestly, our Haya Health is just doing God's work.
Yeah, I'm like, how many vitamins can you take a day, sir?
Like those superfoods packets, greens packets. I'm like, please actually be broccoli.
I'm like, is whey protein bad for children?
They need something.
Like, it's gotta eat. My last one's kind of dumb. It's not something that I said I would never do and that I do. It's something that I said I was gonna do. And I'm like, there's no way I'm ever doing that. I was so dead. When I was in this phase in college, I was like exploring the internet and I was learning about homesteading and chickens and land. And I was like, I'm going to have chickens and live off the land. Can I tell you something? I never, ever, ever want land or chickens. And that is just, in what world would that ever be me? I got a dog and I was like, no more animals.
I could not see you like that at all.
I know. I was like, how amazing would it be to have chickens and farm fresh eggs? The minute I would hear that chicken squawk, I know immediately I would send it back. Like, there's no way that I would ever enjoy chickens in this season of my life.
Was it Ballerina Farms that made you want to do that?
No, this was like way before all that. I don't even know what I was watching on the internet. This was like tasty videos.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, wow, I want to be so clean. And oh my gosh. It was probably stemmed from like an ED, no lie. It was probably like like low-key a little bit. Yeah, I'm like, it's probably from like a not so healthy thought life about food. And now I'm like, I never want land. I don't want my children to run free on property. Like, that's just not me. That's not my personality. And that was so hypocritical of me to ever say that I would do that.
I mean, I didn't even know you thought that, so that just says something.
Ask Caleb. It was like a really firm season of my life where I kept saying that.
Like, how long?
Like, at least 2 or 3 years. Like, end of college to beginning of our marriage. I was like, what if we just live on land? And I'm like, why would I take care of land?
You do like to be home a lot, and you kind of like to be alone.
It's true.
I feel that.
That's true, but at least I have people next to me. You know what I mean?
You know that they're there.
Yeah, I'm like, at least they're there. I don't, it's just not my personality. I love that people love that, and like, that is for people, but just for me that I was saying so firmly that I was going to do that, I'm like, that is just so far from who I actually am.
I feel like everyone went through a homesteading phase.
Yeah, the homesteading phase was strong. And now I'm like, I'll never make my own bread.
You could make bread.
No, I just want you to make me bread.
Okay.
That's how I feel. You
Yeah.
just make me bread.
I need to get,
No,
honestly, I made
bread.
2 bad loaves of sourdough, and I just put it in the fridge for a while. It's in timeout.
Do you want to know something I tried to make from scratch that was so dumb? Peanut butter. I was like, I'm gonna buy
Did
my
that
own
ruin your
peanuts.
blender?
It was so gross. And you have to run your mixer for literally 40 minutes. 40
They
minutes.
have really clean peanut butters on the market.
And it's $6. You know how much a bag of peanuts is?
So
$14. I'm like, why am I
the
spending way
Costco
more on
peanut
the
butter is
raw
actually
peanuts?
literally just peanuts and salt too.
Yeah, most of them are. Yeah, that's all I
Yeah.
buy is just the clean ones. And I'm like, this is cheaper and less time consuming and way less of a cleanup than making peanut butter from scratch. Ugh.
Yeah.
Let me tell you,
I did
DMG.
look up an article of things that weren't worth making from scratch.
Peanut butter is one of them.
No, I don't remember that being one of them. One of them was tortillas. I remember that because I was like gonna try to make tortillas, but I was like, I guess I already buy the raw ones,
Right.
And so, gosh, there's just so little time in the day. There's so little time in your life.
You made those Cheez-Its homemade, and I was like, I remember I used to be so on Caleb, but be like, we'd go to the grocery store and he'd walk the aisles and say, don't buy that, I can make it. And I would never make it. And Cheez-Its is one of the ones that I used to say, I'm going to make these for
they
my
were
kids.
easy to make.
But you just don't make that many of them. I feel like you'd eat them in one sitting.
They're actually way more filling than other Cheez-Its.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
if you ate all of them, I'd be very impressed, Abby.
Well, known to set records.
No one just
I'm
said
just kidding.
They didn't taste quite the same though,
Gotcha.
because they're baked, and I feel like Cheez-Its are definitely not. They're probably fried. I don't know. Are they fried?
I feel like they're baked.
I think it's baked.
They are 100% baked.
Oh.
100%
In a massive oven.
They tasted nothing like
Real
the
ones.
ones I made. Honestly, I liked mine better though because it tastes like real cheese.
Yum.
But that's different.
Yeah.
We're very thankful to you guys too because you make us feel not so alone in our hypocrisy because you so generously, so many of you contributed ways in which you're finding yourself a hypocrite as well. And we polled you on our Instagram, which by the way, if you're not following us, it's Always Here Podcast on Instagram. Please follow us, and you can also participate in these fun polls and engage in that
Yes.
way. It's really fun and special. So we're going to go through some of these because they're just so funny. This one is from Lauren. She says, I'd never let my kids eat snacks after refusing to eat dinner. My bad. Literally, that's us.
Yeah, totally.
Matt is every time he's like, wait, did mommy say you can have this? I'm like,
Just let him eat, please. Please, just eat.
he's like, we're doing snack. He's like, I just brushed their teeth. And I'm like, frick. Whoops. Sorry.
See you in the morning for another brush.
That's something I just feel so bad about. I'm like, I would never want to go to bed hungry.
I know.
But then I'm like, you did eat your dinner and a whole cup of milk.
Sometimes it's CJ, like,
It just becomes a habit.
I know. I'm like, I never want to be like, hey, you can't eat, buddy, because I'm scared he's going to grow up and be like, my mom wouldn't let me eat my food and send me to bed hungry. Like I feel like he would turn it into like like a trauma or something. You know, I'm like, I don't want to ever have
It was
that.
my punishment.
I didn't want him to get mixed messages from this.
Seriously.
Okay, this next one, all about Bree said, scroll for hours. Like she says not to do that, and then she does it. Yeah.
I do that as well. Honestly, when we went to Rhode Island, I got on my phone a lot more, and then it was like I had to re-break that.
That's what I should have put on my list. Poor Caleb. Like, anytime he gets home from work immediately and he's looking at his phone, I'm like, Caleb, the children. It's like he hasn't been on his phone all day. And I'm at home all day, obviously looking at my phone, doing stuff on it all day in front of the kids. And Caleb looks at his phone for 5 seconds, and I'm like, get off your phone.
Get off your phone, buddy.
Your kids are talking to you. And I'm like, I'm sure all day CJ's like, Mom. You know?
Sad.
I know. And I'm like, oh, that's just so hypocritical of me.
This person said that I'm assuming that, wait, I don't know this name. Anne McLean Leonard said, homeschool my kids. So
She would never homeschool her kids.
She said she would never homeschool her
And
kids.
she's doing it.
A lot of people have made that switch.
Oh, man, you know, it's so
homeschooling.
tempting. I say all the time, I'm like, I wasn't meant to be a teacher. But now I'm like, should I homeschool? I don't know. Should I just pay someone to homeschool my kids?
Is that
my
homeschooling?
I don't know. That's more so I'm like, that sounds tempting. No, I think my kids will love school. Okay.
Shayla.
Ham's mom, Shayla. Okay, Shayla said, I always said I would never have a toy room. Now our office is a toy room instead. It just happens.
It'll spill somewhere.
Yeah. They're all around my kitchen table right now. I'm like, wish we had a toy room.
She looked underneath our stairs. The clubhouse.
The clubhouse, baby.
Eden says, I swore I'd never pay for a tan because the sun's free. Now I'm desperate for self-tan sometimes.
I remember when, like, in college, when you used to get out of college and you start having jobs, and I'm like, wait, I just can't lay outside and get a tan all day. I'm pale. You know, it's like that adult life happens.
And also, you just realize,
can't
like, the
be
sun is
outside.
kind of
Bad
scary.
for you. Allie, I swore I'd go back to work after having a baby. Now here we are. I feel like I know a lot of people that are like, I will never give up my job. And then you get a kid, and it's just like, cares about
You
work?
get a kid. I got a kid.
You get one of them, and you're like, who needs a job?
I wanted to
I
stare
just
with
want to have
you.
my
I
babies.
know. That is real.
It is so real.
Holly says Crocs. Swore against them and now I wear them all the time. LOL.
LOL.
I can't support that actually.
I know, I don't wear. I have some really good Crocs flip-flops, but I don't have the slides.
Pro Crocs for kids for me.
Yes, but you know what? I think they're making CJ's run a little weird. I think they're making his knees
He's
go.
running like an octopus.
I know. I think it's because he's trying to keep his shoes on. I'm like, we're strictly a tennis shoe house for a while until that
He
straightens
ate
out.
it so bad the other day.
Yeah, they're not good running shoes.
He didn't even cry. He just like froze.
I know, he's so tough. I think he was like, did that really just happen to me?
happened
And no one acknowledged
He
it.
fell on both knees from the air.
I know.
And
He's
I'm
so
the only
tough.
one who saw it. I was like,
He was so tough.
and then he just stopped and goes,
Yeah, froze.
froze. I was like, I thought that was going to be a cry for sure.
Yeah, he's a tough kid.
Oh, this one's so real.
Brianna said, using a backpack leash on your backpack leash on your child in busy places.
Gotta keep him.
There's no judgment.
Once you got him, you gotta keep him.
Yeah, right.
Whatever it takes.
At all costs.
If you have a runner, I also have some friends' kids that are like literally runners. Like they just don't, it's just in their blood. They don't turn back.
Right.
And honestly, I don't think my kids are far from that. I don't know how to pronounce Jan.
Yeah.
Jan says bye from Shein or Temu.
Oh,
Boo.
don't do it.
Don't do it.
But I get
get the
it.
draw.
It's so cheap. I get it. Harper said, get married and to a man 20 years older.
Wow.
Harper, that's a great one.
Actually, I did. I remember when I was a kid, this can't even be considered hypocrisy because I was a legit child. I told my dad I wasn't going to have kids because it was the day I learned about periods and childbirth and everything. And it was so much for me to handle.
Why would I do that?
I was like, I'm opting out.
I know, totally.
Sign me
Totally. I
up.
love that. She said, I'm not going to get married and not to a man 20 years older. And then look how the cards fell.
Look. Juliana says, I judge people who think they're cool, but I'm a very cool person. I'm confused.
She's cool,
That's
but she
funny.
judges other people who think they're cool.
Yeah, she's like,
You think you're
that's
cool.
but she
hilarious.
thinks she's cool.
She's like, I'm very cool. I love that you're swaying on the side of confidence.
Yes, I love that. Kay said, date my now husband.
Oh, wow.
Wait, I don't get that. Oh, she said she would never date him, and now they're married.
Dang it.
He won. He pushed past the friend zone.
He
whatever that
really
was.
fought
He
through some
persevered-
barriers.
He persevered.
Maddie says, have children. I swore I would be child free. Now I have 2 and I want 4 more.
Wow.
I love when I get messages from people. They're like, "You ready to have a kid?" I'm ready, and I'm 3 months postpartum. I'm like,
No.
wow.
I have a theory that I was telling Addie, the 3 to 6 month postpartum, there's something that happens in your hormones that can happen.
Maybe because there's a possibility of it.
It's just like, I gotta break another. And it eases a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think I felt that.
I got that.
I just am more like, I don't want to be pregnant for a long time. Okay, Beautifully Refined said, I said I would never become a CrossFit geek.
It's
Honestly,
a cold.
That's a real one.
I feel it even with like our gym.
With
I used to be like, no, I like working out on my own. I like making my workouts. I like wearing my headphones. Here I am.
Same. I used to be so like, why do I need to join group fitness? I work out on my own just fine. And then I joined group fitness. I'm like, it's amazing.
I love it.
Kaden said, I swore I'd never wear my hair in a slick back. Ha ha ha. That lasted 5 minutes.
Honestly, same.
The minute that
Look at
became
me
a
around.
trend, I was like, this was meant for me.
Shane, what is it? I don't know.
Shani? Shanji? Shanji?
Shanji?
Surely not it.
I have no idea how to say
Shanye? Shani.
Something Marie. Marie.
Shanye? You're thinking of Kanye?
Sorry, I just
Shanji
I kept saying it.
said, give my kids sugar before the age of 2.
Yeah. I know. I was like, oh, no screens before the age of 3.
Same with
Of
screens.
course.
I was going to say, it's like when you have older siblings,
I
what
know.
are you
gonna
do?
Sorry, honey. You gotta lock yourself in the other room while your brother watches a show. Like, what do I
Until
do
you're
that?
2. Come out later.
For 3 years? Okay. Kyra said, buy my child character clothing, But he loves it so much, and I do too now.
Yeah,
It's such a
honestly.
sweet time.
Just let him. Just let him.
It's supposed to be fun.
I've heard that one before, and I was like, why did you even think that you wouldn't do that? All my kids wear is character clothing.
I know, it's cute.
Macy says, never talk to my in-laws again and then start talking to them again. Best decision.
Oh, that's a redemptive
good.
one. That's
I love
sweet.
that.
I'm glad they proved you wrong. That's sweet. C. Sully said, wipe my son's boogers off his face with my bare hands. Yeah.
Only
you gotta
tool that
do what you
works.
gotta do.
Yeah, like,
literally.
let me pick your boogers.
Let me get up in there.
Morgie says, let my kids eat dirt. But here we are, and there's no stopping them.
She's rolled over. She's like, you gotta
You know
do
what?
They gotta
That's
do
where
it.
our vegetables, and that's where our vegetables grow.
That's true, Abby. Mm-hmm. That's some good encouragement.
Probably some good nutrients in
They're
there.
getting some good iron and stuff
Soil.
in there. Not iron, but Emma said, I get mad at my hubs for leaving crap all over the house, but it's okay. It's okay if I leave my stuff. So true. I'm like, Caleb, your socks. You look around the house. It's a big sty. My stuff's everywhere.
You're like, well, yours is just rubbing me wrong.
Have you seen that trend online where people are like, my husband's toothbrush, how dare he leave his toothbrush out like this? And then he pans over and her makeup is everywhere on the sink.
I know.
That's my life.
I'm weird because I'm like, if my kitchen in my living room is clean, my dining room, like my lower level, it doesn't matter what my upstairs looks like.
Yeah.
My bathroom, closet,
Right. Who cares?
scary.
You need one chaotic place, I believe.
I got more than one for
Yeah,
sure.
mine's right next to my nightstand.
Great.
Yeah.
Right where you need it.
Yeah.
Molly says, wear thongs. Now she's wearing thongs.
I felt that before.
Welcome
I
to the
started
dark
wearing
side.
thongs.
They're so comfortable.
I was like, how could that ever be comfortable?
I have a hot
Every
take.
single day
I
I'm wearing
get
'em.
less wedgies with thongs.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm always picking my butt when I have to wear my full underwear.
When I have to wear my full.
Those are my postpartum underwear. Pregnancy and postpartum underwear is the non-thong area.
But I have to put that full panty on. I'm like, ugh. Picking it
I
all
think
day.
it's our generation though, because I feel like our moms would be like,
Yeah.
"What in
What?
the world?"
Do you remember, when did you start wearing thongs?
Oh, high school, probably,
Yeah.
but maybe even
Really?
junior high.
I think I started in sixth or seventh grade.
My parents knew that I wasn't talking to boys.
Yeah. Well, I started wearing
They knew
volleyball
it for
shorts.
me.
and- I remember the cool girls were wearing them, so I was like, Mom, I need to go buy them.
When I
Oh,
started wearing
wow.
leggings and
It was
like,
leggings.
And I played
shorts.
volleyball, so it was like, I
Evolution.
Are
of
you guys
leggings.
underwear with your leggings, people?
Absolutely, I am.
That
Me
is
too.
so shocking to the thought of just putting those on.
Raw dogging it without. Yeah, I know.
People
I'm like,
do that.
please.
I know they do, and you
Uh,
can tell.
you can't
Yeah, you
tell,
can
ladies.
tell
We can
sometimes.
tell.
Unfortunately, we do.
We love the female body, but
But
there's a time
I
and place.
prefer a smoother look.
drier.
Yeah, literally a little drier. So it's dry. Literally. Okay.
Last one.
Mrs. Brandy said, swore I would never get a house cleaner once a month, yet here we are. Miss Brandy, why would you ever say that you would never do that? That is a dream come true.
It is a dream.
It's amazing. That's the goal.
All
Hurrah,
right.
That's great. Thank you guys for sharing.
Guys,
We're all
that was
hypocrites.
vulnerable. We're all hypocrites. It's to be human is to be a hypocrite.
It
I
is.
honestly think.
It is.
So, there we go. Integrity is important. As
Yeah.
well.
Please call me out if I'm a
As
hypocrite.
we're hypocrites.
Integrity is so important. I'm a hypocrite.
I'm a hypocrite.
Ask Abby.
All right, let's move on to voicemails. Once again, thank you guys for those of you that call in. Give
Yeah.
the number.
Oh, yeah. The
Anyone
number
wants to call.
is 602-456-9690. And it's also in our Instagram bio if you missed it. So you guys can give us a call, leave a question or a message. We are so grateful.
Yeah, and honestly, load us up because I feel like it'd be really fun to do a whole episode of.
We should do that in the next couple weeks.
Yeah,
I
that'd
would
be
love
really
that.
fun. So
maybe
really-
we do it once a quarter.
Load it up.
Hey y'all, this is Madeline. I was wondering if you could only eat one breakfast, one lunch, and one dinner every day for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That's
Thanks. Bye.
a great question. Thank you for the question. Or is it Madison?
Madeline.
Madeline, thank you for the question. Okay, let's start with breakfast.
I already eat the same breakfast basically every day.
I was gonna say I can tell yours.
What is it? 2 hard-boiled eggs.
3.
4. Oh, okay, 3. You're both wrong.
Both wrong. You don't know me.
You don't know me at
I
all.
eat 3 eggs, sometimes hard boiled, sometimes scrambled if I'm feeling crazy, and some carb, but usually it's like a protein waffle or 2. I'll have 2. There's or a muffin and coffee every morning.
Beautiful. Okay, this is my dream breakfast every day that I would eat every day for the rest of my life. Yeah, a big old fat cinnamon roll.
Ooh.
Maybe 2.
See, I'm a
Because-
savory girl.
Really? I mean, yeah, I feel better when I start with the savory.
No, I like the taste of it better, actually.
Oh, no, I don't like I never like the taste of savory.
I
over
like
sweet
sugar.
better. But yeah, I would start
Cinnamon rolls
with
are
a
so
big
good.
old fat cinnamon roll every day.
So good.
I could do that.
Lunch, I mean, I feel like I always eat leftovers, but a good lunch that I honestly don't get sick of is Chipotle tacos.
Yes, they're good. They're light.
really good.
They're fresh.
They're light. Yeah, it's not overly
Fulfilling.
full.
Uh-huh.
They're fresh, and I feel like I just feel good
Yeah.
when I eat them.
Yep. I could eat for lunch every day a pesto panini sandwich.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love a good pesto on a toasty bread. Put a little
Tomatoes.
cheese in there, a little feta or mozzarella. Get some tomatoes. Ooh, maybe some rotisserie chicken on that. I have these ingredients at home. I'm gonna make
That
this tonight
sounds
for dinner tonight.
delicious.
Yeah, it sounds so good. I could eat that every day.
Dinner.
Some chips.
Ooh.
I know.
chips.
Ooh, with chips sounds so good right now.
Crazy.
Right.
For dinner, I'd say, I feel like if I had to eat it every single day, you gotta just say it's like steak and sides. Like that just feels, I gotta get full. I gotta get full. And I actually really like steak.
Steak is delicious. Yeah, I'm gonna say soup.
Soup.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
soup.
that's a safe one. You can make it so many different
ways. But yeah, soup. I pretty much do this already. So soup every night.
You're like, I'm actually living this already.
I actually am living my reality. So
Are you making soup tonight?
possibly because I don't have chicken thawed, and I've forgotten all ways to cook chicken apparently. So I probably will be putting it into a soup. Yeah.
Chicken breast, what do you do other than put it in
Yeah, I'm
soup?
like, what am I supposed to do with this chicken again?
Hi, Abby's. This is Anna. I have recently been redoing my house, and I've been listening to the podcast while I've been painting. And I was just wondering, what is something in your house that makes it feel extra cozy or extra homey? Either something you've bought, or maybe it's a color you've painted a room, or something you've added to the house. What makes one of your spaces feel extra cozy and homey that you really love?
I love that question. You go first.
Mine is like actually kind of emotional, but that painting you got me.
Aww.
Abby and my mother-in-law got us a really meaningful like custom painting, and I feel like my house up to this point has like just kind of feels like anyone's house, I guess. Like there's like, I think it's beautiful and I love my house, but I'm like, it just doesn't feel necessarily personal. And this painting is just so, it's in memory of our daughter, and it's so beautiful and so personal. And we put it in a place where I'm always standing at the sink or like cooking in the kitchen, and I just like look at it all the time. And I'm like, ugh, it's so sweet. It makes me cry. Like, yeah, it's just, it's a physical thing too that you can like look at and have like, it feels like honoring and like a great memory of her. And I feel like when you gave it to me, I had no reaction because I just like shut down because I was like, oh, it's a lot of emotions and our whole family is
Yeah,
here. And
I
I just
know.
feel like I never properly like told you how grateful I am for that. But like, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Like, it's so special and so beautiful.
Sweet.
And
I
your
know.
friend did a great job.
Oh, yeah, I'll shout her out. Her name's Autumn Matney Design, and she's a really good artist. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. It's always risky, like getting home.
It was funny because you
thing.
said that to me. You're like, I'm glad you like it because it's risky with home decor. It's like, it
Yeah.
doesn't even necessarily feel like home decor to me. Like, it feels like, I don't even know how to like describe it. Like, I don't know. Something deeper.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad you love
The rest
it.
of my house stuff feels like everything else on my walls feels like home decor, and that just feels like set apart, like different. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, that was Caleb's idea. Yeah. And I was
so
like,
sweet.
he was like, we should get him a painting. And then
That's
yeah, we
sweet.
all went on it together. So I'm glad you. I'm glad you
I
love it. We
love
were
it.
really excited to give it to you guys. So I'm glad. I think our bedroom is like my favorite room in our house. It's really cozy. And I think it's because we did paint, like our bedroom itself is a smaller square footage. And so I was like, let's make this room feel like kind of dungeony and cozy since it's already a little bit smaller. And so we lime wash painted it a darker color, and we brought it up to the ceiling. And I just love it. It feels so cozy. And like the little sconces on the wall with the
That's
lighting,
cute.
it's just dim and really relaxing. And I love it in there.
Hi, Abby, and Addie. My name is Callie, and I first wanted to say that I love listening to Always Here and Unplanned every week. I just find them so relatable, and they are some of my favorite podcasts. I have 3 kids under 4, and I noticed that ever since becoming a mom, my anxiety surrounding sickness has increased. And I was wondering if any of you wrestled with that, and if you do, how do you work through it, or what are some tips that you find helpful? Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I've felt that a lot. Yeah. Thanks for calling in and sharing that, because I've definitely, especially like with CJ. Okay, when CJ was little, I don't think I worried about him getting sick at all. Like, it was just this weird thing where I was like, you're just going to get sick. And then with Vivian, I feel like I've been more anxious about it. And I wonder if it's because, like, you just kind of see how it affects your home when your kids get sick more. It's like, oh, when one goes down, we all go down, and like they're so miserable, and it's sad seeing them hurt and stuff. And so I think experiencing it with CJ, then I was like, I don't want like Vivian to have to go through that too. And so I think my anxiety, I would agree, has like gotten worse maybe with the second child. So I've been trying to work through that too, and I've just started bringing her to childcare finally. So I actually don't have an answer for you, because I feel like that's something I'm trying to, but maybe a little bit of exposure therapy. I know, like, once she gets sick, it's going to be okay. You know, like, we know what to do and how to handle it and how to take care of them. And I think I just have to remind myself that. I'm like, if she does get sick, or if CJ does get sick, like, we know what to do. We know how to handle it. And if we don't, we have a great team of doctors that can also handle it. So it's like, obviously I'm not going to have her go lick the floor at the mall and like be okay with that. But you know, it's just inevitable when they're around other kids and stuff. And it's like, it's better for my kids to be around other kids and to play and socialize and learn that than to like keep them in a bubble. And so I just have to remind myself that.
That's a good answer. Should we move on? Wrapping up with Always Eating, our newest segment, I guess, where we share a recipe for the week.
Someone said we should change it to Always Hungry, and then it's AH.
I did see that, and I kind of like that.
Okay, it's now Always Hungry.
Guys, we listen to you. Do you see my wall?
Yes.
No.
Your wall looks so good, Addie. I liked Always Hungry, too, because I saw that comment. It's like, she's so brilliant. We should put her on our marketing team.
So smart. Hire her.
Mine actually isn't a recipe link. It's a recipe that I have created in my own head.
Mine is too, actually.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know. I feel like I probably saw something similar to this, and then I just did my
It's
own
all
thing.
recipes, isn't it?
I guess
Similar
that's,
techniques
No,
that
I
you've-
actually usually follow recipes very literally.
Oh, I never do.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I was like, actually, I don't have a lot of links.
What's yours?
Okay, mine, I make this side dish all the time. It's roasted Parmesan potatoes. It's my favorite to make. I love it. I'll get those little, sometimes the gold potatoes or the medley potatoes, and I'll have them, put them in a bowl all together, and I'll mix them with olive oil. All of this is eyeballed, okay? Olive oil, paprika, salt and pepper, rosemary. Very important. I just do the dried rosemary. And maybe sometimes an Italian seasoning. Those are my seasonings. And you just stir it all up, mix it up really good and coated. On a sheet pan, not oiled, I will put a bunch of Parmesan cheese down on the pan, and I'll put the potatoes down face down and just line them up evenly on the pan. And I'll roast them in the oven at 450 for about 20-ish minutes until they're fork tender. And then when they come out and you scrape them off the pan and the Parmesan gets all crusty and the potatoes are really good and seasoned and salty and rosemary and peppery, and it's so good. And you just dip them in some sour cream or just have them on their own, or a tzatziki. Not a tzatziki, that would not be good. But any sauce.
It can be bad.
It could be bad, you're right. And it's a great side with chicken. Maybe I'll do it tonight because I have potatoes and I have chicken.
There you go.
Yeah, it's
Share a
so
picture.
good. And you can't mess up the seasoning. You just got to put
Yummy.
it, but it's my favorite.
That sounds good. Mine is like, I call them protein balls, but if I'm totally honest with you, don't add up the macros on this because I don't think they are high in protein. I don't like protein powder in my protein balls. No. They're fine. I drink a protein shake every day, so I'm like, this really is just like the perfect little bite. This is where, okay, you eat lunch and you're like, I could use a sweet treat, but I can't really. The lunch doesn't necessarily qualify for dessert in my head. And so I love a little ball, and it's literally just oats, honey, flax seeds, peanut butter, and then you can use chocolate chips, or I've been recently crushing up Cadbury eggs because 'tis the season. You could just use any kind of chocolatey treat, and I'll put the measurements in the description that I use. Yeah, they're not high in protein, but they are very satisfying. Here's the thing. If I'm going to have a snack or a sweet treat, I really want it to satisfy. This actually is filling.
Yeah, they are.
And it is very satisfying. It's a really yummy little sweet treat, and our whole family likes them. My kids will eat them, and
Yum.
I really like them, and I feel like they're a good staple. Just make the balls and throw them in your fridge and just nibble at them throughout the week.
You're really good at cooking seasonally.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't like baking seasonally.
Oh, I just think it's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I do like to bake. That's the thing. I wish I liked to cook as much as I like to bake. I do really like to cook too, but baking feels more fun, but it's not as practical.
Yeah.
But
Who
maybe it
needs
is.
practicality in their day?
Right.
We don't need that. We don't need that. Well, you guys, thank you so much for following along. We do have a review here from Brooke. She said, love this podcast, 31-year-old mom, and this is the perfect, fun podcast to listen to, and the Abbeys are so sweet and fun. 10 out of 10, recommend. Thank you, Brooke Ashley.
That
That's
means
so
so
sweet.
much. Thank you to all of you that engage with the podcast in any way. This is my little plug to encourage you, if you haven't already done so, like this episode, share, comment, rate, review it, do all the things. What can you do? Download, save it, do the things.
Do all the things.
And we're very grateful to you, and as is our entire team.
Yes.
Is that all for today, ladies?
Yeah, and just keep your eye out for our event that's coming up.
Oh,
More
yeah.
details to come later.
I can't
Yes.
wait to announce that. It's going to be so fun. Well, thank you guys, and remember, we're
always
always here.